Dario here reporting for the West Island News. I'm at La Ronde today for their opening weekend. Reservations are required at the park. Those can be made at laronde.com. I'm in line now to enter the park. I'm going to get my temperature checked to make sure that I'm all safe to be on the property. And as you can see right now, there's quite a few people that are in line and are visiting La Ronde today. We'll be bringing you inside, speaking to a representative at the park and learning all about the sanitary measures they have in place. Let's go check it out. We're at the entrance of the park now, where, as you just saw, they have these contactless screeners that check the items that you have on you. And if on these screens they detect something that the security must look into further, they'll pull you aside as you're entering the park. Before this, as you're entering the property, they have temperature monitors, so they'll check your temperature as you're entering La Ronde to make sure that you can enter the park. I'm here with Karina Tevenin, the communications manager at La Ronde. She's going to be guiding us through our visit of the park today and explaining us the changes that we have at the park. So to begin, what sanitary measures have been implemented while people are navigating through La Ronde?
First off, thank you, Dario, for having me. Well, as you can see, everybody has to wear a mask, including our employees. It's mandatory, so everybody above the age of 3 and up has to wear a mask throughout the park. It's essential for your safety, for us to make sure that everybody's safe, especially keeping social distancing. However, we are aware that it can be hot wearing a mask all day, and we do have mask-free zone where you can go and remove the mask and take a nice, lovely break and have some fresh air. That's one of the measures. Another one is that you have to make a reservation before you even show up at the park. It's very important. You go on laronde.com, make your reservation on the date that you want to come and visit, and then once that's done, you have your mask, you're ready to go.
Great, thank you. We'll be checking out now a closer look at how the rides are operating this year at La Ronde. We are at the ride called the Goliath here at La Ronde. I'm about to head on the ride myself. But first, Karina, what are the sanitary measures in place at the rides at La Ronde?
Well, before you get on any ride, you have to sanitize your hand, like here. So we have placed these sanitizing stations at the entrance and exit of each ride because it's very important that everybody sanitize often throughout the day. Also, we have a cleaning crew, so our employees are there to clean the seats, the harness, all the touch points, so in order to keep everything clean and safe throughout the day.
Thank you. I just did the ride, as you just saw. My mask stayed on completely fine. Karina, tell us about the rules while going on rides at La Ronde and the sanitary measures that are in place.
Well, first off, before you get on a ride, you have to sanitize your hands. So we have sanitizing station before, at the entrance, and at the end. So as you can see, you tried it on, you can wear a mask, you can scream just as much and have just as much fun. So that's the experience, obviously, in the situation that we have right now. Because of COVID and the sanitary measure that we had to put in place, some of our rides will not be open for this season, I have to tell you. Such as the Monster. I know everybody loves the Monster, but the Monster, in order for us to operate a train like that, you need a certain amount of weight on the train. And because of social distancing, and you cannot have people side by side, and you cannot skip a row on that train, we won't be able to operate it this season. However, if the rules changes and if the rules changes during the season and we will be able to open that right at that time.
We see new measures coming in and out every day, so of course stay up to date with La Ronde for the possible reopening of the Monster this season. We are at one of La Ronde's dining spaces, which are operating, as you can see, outdoors. Karina, tell us a bit more about the status of dining at La Ronde.
Definitely. So we changed the configuration of the spaces where people can actually eat. So because we didn't want to have any issue with social distancing, so we have set up a certain area where people can have their meals. So the tables are distanced from each other. We also have a cleaning team that goes there and clean after each person. And we also had set up sinks so people can wash their hands, and sanitizing station right there.
There's a sink right here behind me. People are using it, convenient location while you're eating at the park. And you can take a look at the tables. A lot of people enjoying their lunch at La Ronde. We are in one of La Ronde's mask-free zones, which means I can remove my mask as long as I stay within this zone at the park. Karina, what are some rules that guests must follow while taking part in La Ronde's mask-free zones?
Yes, so as you can see, we are in one of our 8 mask-free zones. We understand that wearing a mask all day can be tiring for a lot of people. So we have set up these places where you can take a nice break, take off your mask, enjoy the fresh air, and most of them are actually in shaded areas.
And I can tell you, having walking around for the past half an hour at La Ronde, it feels very good to be able to remove my mask while at the park. Karina, I understand that La Ronde is no longer accepting cash at the park. Can you tell us more about that?
That's right. That's another sanitary measure that we decided to start this year. So if you want to come to the park, you either have to bring your debit, Visa, or if you have Apple Pay. If you still have cash, we do have these kiosks where you can convert your cash to a prepaid card. So then you'll be able to use that card in any of the stores throughout the park or outside of our park as well. So it's kind of like a MasterCard.
That wraps up our day of coverage at La Ronde. I want to say thank you to my cameraman, Robert. We will see you next time. This has been Dario De Felice reporting for the West Island News.